Gardner-Webb head coach Cris Reisert. The team coming off a very close loss at FBS Charlotte, 27-26, led early, and for most of that contest. So this week they're back in action. They're going to be at Presbyterian. It's their third straight road game, and they'll be back at home the following week. So, Coach, some just general thoughts on your team and that game, I guess, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, disappointing. Thankful and proud of our guys' effort. I think they played really hard. I thought we competed for 60 minutes, and I'm grateful and proud of that. I think we represented Gardner-Webb well in that regard. Certainly disappointed with our ability to finish it. We had a two-score lead in the fourth, and just ran out of steam. I have to do a better job of finding a way to finish those games for our football team, and that's a work in progress for all of us. I think the one telling thing for us is we need to continue to develop depth and make sure that we're playing more guys to be able to stay fresh late in games and give us an opportunity to be at our best when our best is needed. But proud of the opportunity to compete, proud of the way they competed. I just think it's a lot to learn, and now we're full steam ahead into an FCS schedule and looking forward to the next opportunity, which is Presbyterian College, and anxious to compete and get to see what we can do there.
Obviously, I've seen you had some good performances. Trevor Moffitt was all over the place, had an interception, a pick six. Your kicker kicked some field goals. Talk about some of those positives that, despite the 1 point short on the scoreboard, that were really good from some of your individual players.
Yeah, no, I mean, we showed a lot of improvement in a lot of different ways. That defensively, we took the ball away, created three takeaways, multiple others, balls on the ground, pick six with Trevor, and put that in the end zone. Jay made a couple big kicks, and we had some guys on offense that really, really played lights out. Ant Lowe went over 100 on the day, and his first time kind of playing outside. Jordan Bly was back and had a really nice day through the air as well. I think there's a lot of improvement. Every week we've gotten better. I'm really proud of that. Like, if you were to turn on the tape, I mean, every week we've gotten better in all three phases, and so I think we're a dangerous team. I think if we can continue our improvement and our ascent as a program, I'm anxious and I'm eager to see what we can accomplish here in the next 9 weeks. And I certainly understand that you only go 1 week at a time, but there's a lot of positives and a lot of cool things that we're able to do. I mean, shoot, we're up 20-6 going into the fourth quarter, and so I think there's a lot of positives you can take away. But unfortunately, we are evaluated and graded by wins and losses, and we didn't quite finish, but we will as we move forward.
Every game's different depending on your opponent. Would you say the pass versus run is where you want it to be? Or was it just that sort of the matchup? I was 37 pass or 38 pass attempts.
Yeah, we felt like it's what it had to be against those guys to give us the opportunity that we wanted to have to win that football game. Is it what we want it to be? No, I mean, I don't know if I ever have to throw it. If we can run it every time, why the heck not? But it's what we felt it needed to be to give us the best opportunity against Charlotte. They're really good defensive front. They're really, really big in the interior. They're big at the edges. Their ends are in the 265, 270 range, and the interior guys are all 300 plus. And so it created some issues, in terms of our ability to run the ball consistently and move them against their will. And so really our matchups were a little bit better on the perimeter, and that's where we lived more than we probably would like, but we felt like we needed to in order to give us a chance to win.
Let's talk about your opponent this week and what you've seen from Presbyterian and expect them to do on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think they're a really good team. 2-1 football club. Defensively, they returned 10 of 11 starters. Played good football last year on defense. Had some big FCS wins, and continuing to do that. They do some things schematically that pose issues. They're one, I think they play with great effort and intensity, and then two, I think schematically, they do some things that make you be on point in terms of getting the right hats on the right people in the run game and getting the right pieces in protection and making sure that you're hemmed up and able to do the things you need to do to be effective on offense. Defensively, for us as we watch them, they're talented at the skill positions. Got two receivers that can go. Got a running back that's a good player. Got an all-conference tight end and a young offensive line, but we feel like is a big and talented offensive line. And so it poses a big test for our football team. We've got to be mentally and physically ready for a 60-minute battle. And as we're really hunting for our first win, we've got to make sure that we play a complete football game.
And that you've done FCS, FBS, FBS, and this is your last non-conference game. How do you sort of, when you get to this point and get past this game after it's over, you kind of take that part of the season, you go to your second part, but how important would it be, obviously, to win and finish the non-conference strong?
It's huge. No, it's huge. We've had a lot of close ones, right? We've lost three games by eight total points. And so we've been right there, but we need validation that we know how to win, and that's what each week moving forward is about. We need to validate that we can find a way to win. And whether it's win by 9,000 or win by one, it's irrelevant, right? At the end of the day, it just matters that you win. And so for us, right, this week is so important because we've got to validate that we can find a way to win. And that's really for our players, I think, what they're craving and what they're chasing, and we're on the hunt for sure.
Last question then. Every schedule is different too. Is it good to play all your non-conference games first? Does it matter? Like, SEMO and UT Martin played a conference game the second game, and you take your games, you can get them. Is that important at all, or not?
I think you could read so many different things into it. I love I like playing, the money game, so to speak, the FBS games. Like, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I think it's cool opportunity for our players. I think our players love it. It's they're neat. And that's one of the cool things about this level. I remember, I come from the Division II level, right? And you're always like, man, I wonder if we could play with those guys. And you never got a chance. It was always you were mandated to your level. And here it's like, man, I wonder if we could play with JMU. We could play with Charlotte. It's like, well, here's your chance. And so I really appreciate that. I think I certainly would have. I like having those money games up front because you get to figure out where you're at, and then week 3 and 4 out of conference FCS, you start to figure out who you are as a football team. And so, that's the way that I look at it. I relish the opportunity, and we enjoyed the last 2 weeks. Would have enjoyed it a whole heck of a lot more if we had finished either one of them, but enjoyed the crack at it, and looking forward to now getting the crack to go play against a good Presbyterian team, and whoever the heck we play after that, I got no idea, but we're looking forward to it.
Perfect, Coach. Appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck to your team. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.